tonight we'll be looking at Hades' skills in Smite, which is currently in closed beta. Hades is a ranged tank. Okay. This is his basic details: health, mana, speed, range, and everything else. Sakai's abilities. His passive ability is called Blight, which basically applies a debuff with Hades' normal attack on enemies, which can be refreshed. So the debuff stays on the target for 5 seconds and can be refreshed. If the enemy is affected by Blight, each of Hades' powers has additional effect. Hades' first skill, Death from Below. Hades descends into the ground and erupts from below at his ground location, doing 50, 90, 130, 170, 210 plus 70% of your mana power as damage. Obviously this it does progress as you level the skills up. Each skill has 5 levels. If the enemy is blighted, then they are slowed by 25, 30, 35, 40 or 45% for 2 seconds. The mana cost increases as you level each skill. The cooldown stays the same on this one. Hades' second skill, Shroud of Darkness. Hades slices all enemies in a cone in front of him for 1, 1.25, 1.5, 1.75 or 2 seconds. If the enemy is blighted, they are also feared. Consuming Blight costs 80 mana. The cooldown actually decreases as you level the skill up. Hades' third skill, Devours Souls. Hades devours the souls of his enemies in a radius around him, doing 50, 75, 100, 125 or 150 plus 60% of a magical power as damage. If the enemy is blighted, the enemy explodes, doing 20, 27, 34, 41, 48 damage to nearby enemies and healing your allies for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 within 20 feet of the exploding target. Consumes Blight. Again, the mana cost goes up as you level the skill, but the cooldown actually drops on this. And Hades' fourth skill, which is his ultimate, Pillar of Agony. Hades calls to all enemies' souls nearby, pulling them closer to him over time, doing 50, 65, 80, 95, 110 plus 35% of the magical power as damage every 0.5 seconds for 4 seconds. Additionally gaining 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 protection to all damage. If the enemy is blighted, the protection are reduced by 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, consuming Blight cost. So the skill costs 100 mana, cooldown is 90 seconds. If you look at the recommended items so far, the health potion, boots, Book of Thorn. Too much I don't really go for these. I start off with this and then go for the boots and so on. There's also some lore as well if you like to pause and read. And let's see how Hades' skills actually look. Okay, here we're going to look at the first 3 abilities: Death from Below, Shred of Darkness, and Devour Souls. Okay, now let's look at the ultimate ability, Pillar of Agony. It's best to use this when everyone is all together. Thanks for watching.